I'm starting out by cutting this pattern out of this computer paper, and I had drawn up this template for you guys, and it will be available on our webpage for you to print so you can redo the same project. And once I had all the pieces cut, I'm going to take the material I'm going to be using, which is like a press board, and I'm just going to trace each piece. Now I'm going to use my Ryobi scroll saw to cut out my pieces. Now if you don't have a scroll saw, it's fine. You can redo this on any material. If you have cardboard, you can even just do a paper cutout. And I feel like you can still do this project. So again, we're just taking our template and we're tracing it on the material of your choice. And then you're going to cut it with whatever tool or a pair of scissors that you need to for that material that you choose. Now the template can be found on our webpage at chalkitupfancy.com, and then you're going to go to the Don't Miss Out tab, and under that tab we have a ton of different templates and PDFs for you guys of projects we have done to just help you if you are not able to draw the pattern yourself. And you're going to just print it on a regular size computer paper, 8.5 by 11 inches. And then you're just going to cut out on the lines. And then that's just going to give you the pattern so you can recreate this project. And again, do not feel, since you don't have a power tool, that you cannot do this project. You can certainly trace this on the cardboard. You can even just trace on a piece of wood and paint it. Or I think scrapbook paper would be nice as well. Once I had everything cut, I took my 220 grit sandpaper and I'm just going to sand the edges. Now I'm still learning how to cut with my scroll saw, so this is far from a perfect cut. And I'm just taking my first cutout and I'm going to paint it using some Wise Owl Snow Owl. And then I'm setting that aside to dry. Next, I'm just going to take this section here, and this is going to be a beard. So again, I'm just sanding the edges. I'm going to use my Wise Owl Snow Owl and give it one coat. And while that's still wet, I'm going to take a smaller art brush with some smoky quartz from Wise Owl, and I'm just going to paint it on top of the snow owl. And it does not have to be complete coverage. I have these paintbrushes that have like a rubber texture tool on the other end of them, and I'm just going to wave it across the wet paint, and that's going to give me the texture for my beard. Now I will try to find a link for you guys for these paintbrushes. And I'm going to take the next section, which is the body, and I'm painting that using a mixture of Republic Red and Snow Owl. I went back to this cutout once the Snow Owl had dried, and I'm going to take my napkin that I got from Christmas Tree Shop. You want to remove the back layer, and this will completely cover this top section, which is going to be a hat. Now using my Wise Owl varnish in a foam brush, I'm just going to give that a coat. Now if you don't have the varnish, you can use Mod Podge or our Wise Owl 1 Hour Enamel. I'm going to lay the napkin down. And as you can see, I got a lot of wrinkles, so this is when we take our saran wrap and just rub over it. If you have a brayer, this will help even more to get the wrinkles out, but I do not have one yet. I removed the saran wrap, and as you can see, it got a lot of the wrinkles out. I do still have a couple, but I'm not going to worry about it. Next, I took my sandpaper, and I'm just going to sand along the edges. Now, this you do once everything has fully dried. And you don't want too coarse of a sandpaper or it will just tear your napkin. We just want something that will just take off any extra around the edges. So here are the 3 pieces I cut out using my scroll saw. And I had this wooden circle in my circle cutouts, and it was easier for me just to take one rather than try to cut a nice circle. I painted that with my Restoration Wise Owl paint. Using some Elmer's wood glue, I'm just going to brush some glue onto the top of the body, and I'm going to set the hat on top of that. And I got these really cute DeWalt wood clamps from Home Depot. I clamped them down, and then I'm going to take the beard and lay that on top of the body, just under the hat. Now again, I cut this out on the scroll saw. The cut is not going to fit perfect, but I like the layered look that it gave. That's why I cut each piece into its own section. Now if you're recreating this and you just want to do one full piece, you can certainly do that as well. And then I'm just going to take the nose and glue that right on top here. And I'm just going to take one more clamp and just clamp everything so it dries nicely. Now once that was all dry, I had a wooden heart that I'm going to paint with my mixture of Republic Red and Snow Owl. Now you can find these wood hearts right at the Dollar Tree, or I also included a pattern on the template you guys can print out. And I'm just going to glue that to the tip of the hat. Now, you do not have to do a heart if you don't want this to be a Valentine gnome. You can certainly paint this any color that you choose. I had this picture frame and I just took the back off of it. And I'm just going to glue the back of the picture frame onto the back of my gnome. And then I'm going to take some jute. And you don't need a long piece. I'm going to glue the one end to the back of the gnome. And I'm going to take a popsicle stick to just hold that in place. And I'm going to take a second popsicle stick and cut the jute so that it just is about 2 inches to 2.5 inches long. And I'm going to glue the other end to the back of the picture frame stand, just like that. And now this is how I'm going to stand my gnome. Now if you want to hang it, you can certainly just add some jute to the top, or you can add it onto a board. And then I'm just top coating it with my furniture salve. I hope you enjoyed this video. Paint products can be found on our webpage at chalkitupfancy.com. And don't forget to go grab yourself your free template so you can recreate this project yourself. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.